Hey Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to your new moon readings. Beautiful souls, you don't always see me at the beginning of the readings, and if you already know which of the readings you are wanting to check in with, you can skip, and you don't want to listen to me, you can skip this bit. The timestamps are in the description box and I'll put them in a comment for you as well, so you can zap straight through to the readings if you wish to. I wanted just to say a little bit about this new moon and why we are doing new moon readings with a very particular theme. Like today we're asking the question, can we have advice and guidance on how to manifest your dreams and your intentions, your wishes and your intentions? Now, a new moon is always a time when we can set, the energy is primed to set wishes and intentions and to put them into the world, to put them into the universe, to put them into the ethers and ask for those to be acted upon on your behalf. A new moon is like a point. Well, when we have a new moon, the sun and the moon, I'm sure you know this, most of you will know this already, but let me voice it anyway. When we have a new moon, the sun and the moon come together. It's like a sacred marriage. They sit in our sky at a point of meeting. So you've got the divine masculine and the divine feminine coming together. It's a point of fertility. It signifies a new moon month. And that each moon month is kind of governed by a particular flavour, a particular energy. If you look at sort of Celtic tree lore, this moon month is actually governed by the tree of holly. Holly is about soul transformation. So there's real energy around for soul evolution, for us to gain higher levels of consciousness, and that of course is going to affect the way in which we manifest and to enable us to manifest more successfully. In the tribal laws, the Native American work of Jamie Sams, I'll put a link actually for you to one of her books, The Clan Moon Mothers. This is the moon month of She Who Heals. So there is a regenerative energy around in terms of helping us to heal any inner blocks that may be stopping us from living the life that we wish to. This is a new moon in Leo, big, bold, courageous, brave, stepping up and being the very best version of who we can be. So in terms of manifestation, not just putting a wish into the world, not just setting an intention, but actually doing what we need to do to make it real, to make it possible, being an active, co-creative participant in manifesting the life of our dreams. So the energy here is really primed for this whole month, in terms of healing, transformation, shifts. This new moon in Leo, we are also sitting in the portal of the Lion's Gate. Now this is an energy portal where the Earth and Sirius and Orion, and I think it is the Sun, yes, the Sun, Earth, Sirius and Orion all line up together. I'm glancing down because I know I wrote it down a few days ago. So this is again like a planetary alignment that gives us an opportunity to receive massive spiritual downloads. The gates of energy are open for us to shift and move forwards, to project what we wish to see in the future out there into the universe and to have it potentially sort of manifest perhaps at a faster pace. This overall moon month is actually very fast paced in its energy. It's quite intense. It's very dynamic. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about that in this video because I've spoken about it in the moon month energy update with your all zodiac sign readings. If you haven't yet checked it out, then please do so. I'll put a link to those readings as well, to that video, in the description and in the comments for you. But this really is a new moon that is primed for transformation. It's actually a gorgeous day. The energy on the day is fabulous. So that is why we are asking today for information, guidance on how to manifest your dreams and wishes, information and guidance about your dreams and wishes, but also how to make them real. It's actually quite frustrating, and I read this in the comments sometimes. If you're really trying to manifest something, it's your top priority manifestation, and you know, every moon month you set your wishes and your intentions, and all of the time you're doing your absolute utmost to try and make it happen. And you know, you log into YouTube and you check out readings, mine and many others as well. I'm sure there are some great readers here, there really are. You know, you check out readings. I sometimes read in the comments, they're like, gosh, so many readers. I log in with them, and the readings are all telling me the same. They're all aligning, they're all resonating, and yet this hasn't yet happened. You know, what's happening? So when that's happening and manifestations aren't taking place, then something is going on. Perhaps our own energy is not quite aligned with the vision that we want to manifest. Maybe our thoughts, our words, our actions are not quite in alignment with everything that we wish to see and to be in the world. So today our readings are around this subject. My one last piece of information that I'm going to share with you, although I have said all of this in the Moon Month Energy Update and all zodiac sign readings, is that this new moon sits opposite one of the asteroids, the Cheroklo is the name. Cheroklo in mythology, she's a centaur, and she was the wife of Chiron, the wounded healer. And she was a soul midwife. She was able to assist people in rebirthing, again, transformation. So I hope you can see that the energy of this big, bold, courageous, fabulous new moon in Leo is absolutely primed to assist you, not only in setting wishes and intentions, but discovering what you need to actually do to receive the guidance as to what you need to do step by step to bring your dreams to fruition. So that is me for today. I think I've said as much as I need to say. Beautiful souls, thank you so much for being here, for being a part of the Moon Magic Tarot community. It's amazing to read for you. I do read your comments, as you can tell from today. I listen to what you have to say. I do try to respond with the things that you ask for, so do let me know if there's a particular reading that you need. It will go onto my readings list, and when I am doing my preparations for the readings, if it comes through as being the right one to do, then it will pop up at some point on your stream. Thank you for being here. You really are an amazing group of people. It's a great honour and a privilege to be connected with all of you. So, without further ado, let's move to the readings and see what we are shown. Let us ask this question. You know, can we have advice and guidance about your wishes and your intentions, and really clear advice and guidance as to what you can do to move these forwards in real terms? Hey, Moon Magic Super Souls. So we are going to draw 3 cards. I'm seeing these 2 and this one to just help to guide you in. You will have seen them, no doubt, on the timestamp at the beginning. So, but if you're interested, you can always, if you've seen the timestamp and you know which reading you want to tune in with, you can move straight forward to it. But let's do this now together for those that wish to sit with the cards as well. So pile 1. Shine from within. This is your card. Pile 2, wisdom. And pile 3, we have believe in magic. Wow. Pretty awesome cards for a new moon reading, and of course we are asking for advice and guidance about your new moon wishes and your new moon intentions, and we're going to be asking for very clear information about the steps that you can take to really bring these your wishes, your dreams, your ambitions, your desires, to bring them into being, to bring them into form. Let's draw a rune as well for each of these. Okay, pile 3 has 2. We're also going to draw some charms too. Ooh, my tissue coming up here unexpectedly. Okay, so pile 1, your rune is Berkana. This is the rune of growth. Okay, pile 2, You have Feihu. This is the rune of nourishment. Possessions sometimes as well. And pile 3, you have the rune of strength showing up already. And you also have the rune of the spiritual warrior, Tewaz. Okay, so those are your runes and your charms. Pile 1, you have the lizard. Pile 2, you have a hand with a 6-pointed star in it. And look at that, 2 runes and 2 charms for pile 3. You have a beautiful little bird and also a little elephant as well. You see those? A bird and an elephant. 2 runes, 2 charms for pile 3. Okay, so Super Souls, I'm going to leave the video running for a few moments longer. The timestamps, I will put them in a comment, as well as the description box. I'll also be listing all the cards that I'm using. If there's any that are really speaking to you and you'd like to know what they are, they'll all be in the description box below, along with any links that I think might be helpful or valuable for you. And I will put a link to the moon month all zodiac sign readings and moon month energy update video for you as well, and also to the book that I was speaking about with by Jamie Sams. So beautiful souls, I'll leave the video running for a little bit longer for anyone that wants that extra bit of time. You can always press the pause button as well, and I will see you in a moment in the readings. Pile 1, welcome to your new moon reading. Now, this is really, really interesting, the card you have already. Berkana, and the rune and the charm. Berkana is a rune that speaks of new beginnings. It's a whole new phase of life that is opening up for you. The lizard energy is about entering the dream time. It's exactly what these readings are about, manifesting the world you wish through visioning in what you want and knowing that you can have that. There's a sense of trust in the knowing. If you think it, you can create it. Now this card says, shine from within. Looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within, and it's time for you to shine. This is a time for self-acceptance and for revealing your true beauty. That is gorgeous. There is something about you really honouring who you are, your amazingness from the inside out. Our question was advice and guidance for your new moon wishes, and also step-by-step guidance, if we can receive it, about what you need to do to make your wishes and dreams come true, or to assist the universe in creating them. Now, in terms of your wishes and intentions, from this card alone, and this rune and this lizard, I would be saying really that, you know, if you have any element of self-doubt within you, the teensiest little smidge of anything within you that does not 100% back your worthiness, your deservedness, your amazingness, then your top priority new moon wish might be to ask for that block or that belief, that limiting belief, to be removed. That could be your number one wish. If you think about when we set wishes and intentions, I personally set 10 every new moon. If your top wish is to remove the things that are in the way, it frees the space and the route for the wishes that you do want to then be met. If your top priority wishes are the things you really want and you've still got the blocks, then the blocks are always blocking. Whereas if you ask for wishes and you set wishes and intentions to remove those blocks first, let's say the first 2 or 3 wishes are to remove an inner block or whatever that may be for you, or anything, an obstacle that's in the way, then you're free. Those wishes, if they are granted, mean that the way is clear. The road, it's like removing roadblocks. If you were wanting to get from A to B, and B is where you want to be, but there are roadblocks along the way, you can wish to get to B, but if the roadblocks are still there, the route is inhibited. If you make a wish for those roadblocks to be removed, the route is clear. It's exactly that kind of principle. I feel that that's exactly what we're being shown just from this one card alone. Let's draw some more cards for you. I'm going to draw a number card for you first. 222 alignment. Wow. This is fab. So, connections, friendships, romantic relationships, family ties, balance, life choices, compromise, contribution, trust. Commitment, rather, trust. How do you move forwards towards your life's true calling? What makes you happy? Do what makes you happy. Your enthusiasm is what keeps you going. Follow your interest if it is piqued by something. Following these routes will help you discover your life's purpose. This is literally asking you to align anything and everything in your life with what makes your heart sing, with what you want. Because if your energy is in alignment with happiness, contentment, desire, make a commitment. It means in many ways that those roadblocks are being moved. If your energy is tangled in something that doesn't make you happy, or your time is being invested in something that really, really doesn't resonate with you, then that in itself is a block. This is about moving you forwards, removing those blocks, step by step. Choose to do anything that makes you happy. Let's get a moon message for you. That's your card. Seek joy. Couldn't write it, could you really? Seek joy in the pattern of every day. Again, this is like just center yourself in the pure joy of everything that you love. Sit with joy, whether it is just literally joy at the breath you breathe in, joy at the flowers in the garden, joy at looking up at the sky, joy at the friends that you have in your world, joy at, I don't know, I gazed at a blade of grass the other day, and in all wonderment it was growing out of a piece of concrete, and I just sat and sort of almost had this whole conversation with this piece of grass and thought, this is, you are amazing. You know, you are resilient, you are coming out of nowhere. And I felt there was a strong message, you know, it was really important to listen to that blade of grass. So center yourself in the enjoyment of the pattern of every day. Love what you have. Let's draw more cards. Let's draw some alchemy cards. Okay, so we have nebula fog. That is interesting. In fact, I'm going to put that down here. I feel like we need more than one from this pack. Actually seeing that one. Breath. Look at that. What have I just been saying? Center yourself in your breath. Drop yourself into stillness. Love the fact that you are alive and breathing and well and happy. You know, this just feels amazing. Let us draw another oracle card. I'm going to draw quite a few oracle cards and then we'll dive into your tarot. Addict. The light attribute helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. Shadow attributes compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. Okay, this is actually about any internal thinking patterns that could be holding you back. This is about recognizing that anything within you that doesn't acknowledge your amazingness is no longer relevant. Seek joy in the pattern of every day. Let go of any patterns that don't resonate with joy. I'm loving your reading. We then have flying. We have goblins. interesting. I feel there are two coming out for you. Let's go with it. Let me move these along. So, you have flying, you have goblins, you have strength, and you have rescue. Okay. I'm going to draw one more oracle card. One more. I was really drawn to lots of cards today, and beautiful cards, absolutely beautiful cards. Release blocks, the falling moon. Wow. Absolutely, release blocks. Wow, this is really, really strong, your message here, isn't it? Beautiful souls. I actually think you are somebody who is incredibly good at helping everyone else. Everybody else, you're really good at rescuing them, picking them up, sorting them out, helping them to gain clarity, helping them to believe in themselves, helping them to push through challenges. Some of you may well work in some form of therapeutic environment. You could be working with addicts. You could be working with, and addicts could be to do with any kind of behaviour, not just the sort of alcohol, drugs, that kind of stuff. I think you help people to push through the barriers and the blocks that they have. This could be just within your community where people seek you out, or it could be in a professional capacity. Some of you could be counsellors, therapists. This reading is asking you to align with the messages that you offer others. Absolutely asking you to be and be your own therapist, be your own counsellor, be your own advocate, because I think you're very good at helping everybody else, but you don't necessarily help yourself. Or, these are the goblins that are sitting within you. It's almost like you would offer guidance, advice, support, affirmations to every single person that you know and love, and in such an amazing way, but you don't offer it to yourself. And this reading is asking you to offer it to yourself. Turn things around, get back into balance. Let's draw your tarot cards and see what else we are shown. I feel we're being given very clear advice and guidance, actually, in terms of setting your wishes and intentions, and absolutely what to do in order to get your wishes and intentions to move forwards, to be manifested. Look at this, 3 of Hearts, joy. Wow. May we have further information for pile 1. 3 of Hearts, joy. 11, the divine order, equilibrium. This is the card of justice in a traditional tarot pack. We have the shadow, fear. Wow. Wow. We have the Empress, Mother. This is really beautiful. We have the Empress, Mother, the Page of Angels, mysticism, Queen of Angels, visionary. Okay. What your reading is saying is, if you can visualize what you want, the life you desire, what you want to manifest, and remove all fears that this will not be provided to you. Sit in a space of belief. Nurture yourself as well, be really tender with yourself. Notice the absolute joy of every moment. It's exactly the same as the lizard message. Center yourself in the vision of what you want. I remember talking with somebody many years ago, and this person raised this in a conversation I had earlier today, actually, curiously enough. And he actually said, do you remember years ago when you actually said to me, if all you ever have in your mind is this perspective that, every month, he's a business person, every month, I hope I break even. And I remember saying, if all you have in your head is, I hope I break even, then you're only ever going to break even. Actually, what you need to be visualizing, holding in your head, is something that's way more than that. And I'm delighted to say that his business has flourished. He's way years away and mind-blowingly away from that perspective of keeping a block in place, that he wasn't really aware that he was doing it. You know, he wasn't really aware that that thought was carrying power. Everything in your reading, pile one, is saying you are amazing. It's time for you to shine from the inside out, to let go of any degree of doubt or confusion or any element within your vision where fear is present that you won't receive what you desire. The biggest block for you is actually to do with somehow not quite believing that this will come to you. Somehow, I think you can offer it to everyone, but you're not offering it to yourself. It's time to really trust and believe, and then enter the world, your everyday world, from a space of absolute joy at everything, whether you stop and say good morning to a butterfly, or you smile at everyone, or you just walking around in a state of gratitude for every little thing that is around you. The breath that you breathe, the smile that someone gives you. If someone doesn't smile, the recognition that you can feel so sad that they're not in a good place, but you'll still smile at them and hope to lift them. You know, centered in that space of prayer, of joy, of deservedness. Removing any fear and putting that into your wishes, any fears, any doubts. Top priority wish. I wish to easily let go of any fear and release any blocks that are in my way of manifesting. I mean, that would be like an affirmation type wish that I feel I would be making if this reading were for me. And then list the things that you desire. Be the visionary, sit in that vision whilst completely engaging in the amazingness of who you truly are and the way that you navigate your life right here and right now in an everyday way. Pile one, this is your new moon reading. It could not be clearer. Wow. Beautiful souls, keep us posted. It could not be clearer. Thank you so much for being here. Do check out the Moon Month Energy Update and the All Zodiac Sign readings if that is something that floats your boat and that you feel that you'd like to check in with. It is a remarkable moon month. The energy is pretty dynamic, so very exciting. And, you know, not necessarily, you know, always easy. There's some intensity coming, but, you know, check out the Moon Month Energy Update where I've talked about all that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for commenting. It's so lovely to hear your stories and what is happening in your world. Keep us posted. Thank you as well for liking, sharing. And if you want to make sure you never miss a reading, don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell icon. Pile one, tons of love. Hey, pile two, welcome, beautiful soul. You have the card of wisdom. Have you ever been told that you are wise beyond your years? Now is the time to call upon your inner fairy wisdom to help you with a challenge. Okay, so what challenge is around you, beautiful souls, in terms of the advice and guidance that we are asking for about your new moon wishes and intentions, and also what you can actually do to bring them into fruition. Now, Fehu is a rune of ambition. It's also a rune of nourishment, asking you to nourish things, to nourish yourself, to bring something forth. We have a hand here as well. I think what is coming through for me here, and we will definitely draw cards. Obviously, we're going to draw a lot of cards in these readings. But a message that I feel is coming through here is that maybe you find it hard to receive. There could be an inner block within you that stops you from receiving. But let's check out, let's get more information. May we have guidance and advice about Pile 2's wishes and intentions and what they can do to make it real. Swift action. Wealth, empathy, promises, commitment, affection, inner strength, auspicious outcomes. You will enter a time of expansion. So begin taking steps towards your ultimate objective immediately. Finances will miraculously improve. Oh, and somebody has their mind set on you. Okay, that's pretty cool. So the challenge here may be, because I'm seeing the hand as well, someone reaching out to you. Somebody has their mind set on you. Somebody reaching out to you. And this is very interesting because this rune is about ambition satisfied. It is about achieving. It's you know, what we're seeing, expansion. Let's draw a moon message for you as well. I actually am seeing this card for you. We have, when you step outside your comfort zone, progress is made. Okay. So what we're seeing here is, yeah, when you step outside your comfort zone, progress is made. So there is something you are needing to do. Okay, you're going to need to take action. I wonder as well whether you actually do have a wisdom within you. Whether there is something that you're meant to bring forth. Something you're meant to move forwards. And yet for some reason you're not actually taking the steps you need. It's like almost like a service, being in service, making a commitment. Perhaps you have a talent or a gift and you're reticent about moving it forwards. But you're going to need to take action. Everything is here asking you to move into something, a time of expansion, to embrace it. To have those higher ambitions and take action as well. The action part is really important for you. Pile 2. I'm seeing this card for you. Gold. Wow. Go for gold. Okay. Go for gold. Pile 2. You need to take action. Absolutely, most definitely. Summer. I mean, look at this. This is a beautiful tree. This is like bringing something to fruition, taking action and bringing it to fruition, making it happen, making something grow, nurturing something, nourishing it, bringing it into being, taking the actions you need to make this possible. We have hero, heroine, wonderful, light attribute, passion for a journey of personal empowerment, shadow attribute, escapism and a false sense of heroism. This is absolutely asking you to step up, be your own hero and heroine, step out of your comfort zone. You are wise beyond your years. You have something to bring forth to the world. You know, the more you put into the world, the more you will receive. The more you bring forth, the more the universe will deliver in return. Wow. This is about nourishing something that you have within you, your own wisdom, your own contribution, something amazing that you can bring forth. We have deep freeze. Okay. We have wide open. We have field of dreams. Wow. Isn't that lovely? Let's move these along. I think that's going to work. Wowza wow. Yes. This is not a time to sit on your laurels, as the saying goes. This is not a time to sit back and wait for the universe to deliver to you, for source to spirit to deliver to you. Somebody, I think, may well reach out to you to give you a helping hand. I said right at the start, maybe you're not very good at receiving, as in receiving help, accepting that people want to assist you. I think for some of you, maybe there will be a collaboration. Someone has you on has their mind set on you. But things are going to miraculously move forwards. To bring your wishes and dreams into fruition, I want to say dream big. And this reading seems to be very much about contribution, calling, your purpose, your career pathway. Don't hold back. Look at the mountains that we have here, or the rocks to climb to the top. Here we have, you know, hero and heroine climbing to the top of of this rock. And here we see you at the top. I think that you can be at the top of your game. Indeed, in terms of your wisdom, your knowledge, your contribution, there is something very unique to you that puts you at the top of your game. Absolutely puts you at the top of your game. When you step outside your comfort zone, progress is made. I do think this is about taking something forwards, moving something forwards. So if you set your wishes and intentions, I think this is highlighting for me the difference between a new moon wish and a new moon intention, because they are different. We tend to sort of lump them together, but for me, and this is my own thinking around it, when you set a wish, it's about your desire. It's the field of dreams. It's the end goal. It's the stuff that you want to manifest. Your intent is what you intend to do about it. It's like making a commitment. So for me, I tend to use my own diary and my own journal, and on one page I have space to write 10 new moon wishes, and on the other page I write my 10 new moon intentions, and they kind of go side by side, because if I make a wish, I then set an intention as to, it's like I identify and make a commitment to something I'm going to do that connects to moving that forwards. You know, whether that could be meditating daily. Let's say let's say I set a wish that I wanted to lose weight, for example. My wish for the new moon was to lose weight. I would then set an intention to monitor my food, or eat healthily, or do more exercise. You know, I intend to. So it's about making a commitment to do something that supports the wish that you're making. And you are being asked to take action. So that difference between wishes and intentions, you know, could be really, really valuable for you in setting both. Setting your dreams, setting those big ambitions, and then writing a list of intentions, just everyday steps that you're going to take towards making those dreams real. Something that you know you can do. Being your own hero or heroine, stepping up. You know, I want to lose weight. I'm going to exercise daily. You know, I want to, you know, I don't know, overcome my stress, so I'm going to meditate daily, whatever it might be. You know, I want to write a book. I will sit down for an hour every day and I will write, even if I feel like I've got writer's block. It's, you know, I intend, I wish, and I intend to. I think that's really coming through strongly in your reading. Let's draw some more oracle cards for you. We are shown Dark Moon, the past. How interesting. Don't let the past hold you back, I'm hearing. Blood Moon, courage. Yeah, don't let the past hold you back. Have courage. Believe in your dreams. Be prepared to step out of your comfort zone. Especially if you are setting wishes and then intentions. If within your intentions it means, I think for some of you it does mean stepping out of your comfort zone. I think it means doing something that you would almost kind of prefer not to do. You know, it's like, it would be like if your primary new moon wish was to attract the love of your life, somebody has their mind set on you, or to get the dream job that you want. But then, you know, you get to the end of the day, you're tired, and you think, oh, do you know, I'm just going to sit down, watch a film, chill out, and you watch your favourite film, which is about somebody else falling in love, or somebody else getting the dream job. And it's kind of like removing yourself from the act of doing. Whereas actually you could be searching, registering with agencies who might be able to offer you that dream job, or you could actually be attending a social event where you could find somebody who has similar interests to you, or joining a dating site if that's your, you know, that's your bag. There's something about taking an action here. Lots and lots of action here. I do feel this does connect for many of you to your calling, your purpose. You're very wise. Very wise. I also think some of the wisdom, I think you know. I think you're very honest with yourself, and you know that you need to take action, and I think you know that it's hard for you to do so. You probably even know why. Could go back to childhood. I think you know why it's hard to take action. I think you're very conscious of why, for some of you, it literally may feel like you freeze when you try to do something. And I think you know why. You're very wise about it. It's time to open your doors to the ambitions and the dreams that you really desire and believe in them. And then take actions towards it. Let's draw your tarot cards and see what else we're shown for my beautiful pile too. Wow, cards have literally, a whole stack of them have flown off. I'm just going to take them. 8 of Angels, confusion. 21, the universe, expansion. This is the card of the world in a traditional pack. 4 of trees, growth. And look at the beautiful tree showing up again here. We have the teacher, guidance. We have the Ace of Hearts. Oh, this is beautiful. The Ace of Hearts, love. And then the ego, collapse. Wow. This is the card of the Tower in a traditional pack. Okay. Get out of your own way. My beautiful souls, get out of your own way. Don't hold yourself back. Truly, truly, the universe wants you to expand. Big time. The universe wants you to go for gold. The universe wants to deliver and support you to grow and to grow into something amazing. It's time to get your ego out of the way and truly recognize who you really are. You are an old soul. You're wise beyond your years. You can do this. Do not let anybody else, anyone else, confuse you in terms of your potential. For many of you, you are a seer, you are a gifted teacher, perhaps a gifted healer. You're going to set an example. You can bring something forth that will be a benefit of service, and you will reap the rewards from this as well. Don't let anyone get in the way, particularly going back to your past, where maybe you grew up. You were probably recognised, actually, even as a child, as being somebody who was, I won't say a little bit different. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it in the best possible way. Somebody who was very, very intelligent, very wise, an old soul. But sometimes what happens in a family where an old soul arrives, they are not always responded to or supported. And I feel there's something going on here. So, it's time for you to grow. It's time for you to have the courage of your convictions. It's time to go for gold. It's time to believe that you can actually make something real for yourself and take the actions. You're going to have to step out of your comfort zone, but you're going to love this. If it's love you're after, then you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone and actually go out there and meet people. If you've been chatting to people on a dating site but you've never met anybody, it's time to go meet someone. Remove any doubt, remove any confusion. I do feel the moment you do that, someone will reach out to you. Allow yourself to receive. That's also coming through pile 1 in no uncertain terms. Allow yourself to receive. Let us draw more cards. We have Queen of Hearts, Sixth Sense. Wonderful. Queen of Angels, Visionary. Wow, this actually came out in pile 1, so if you were drawn to pile 1, it may well have a message for you there. Yes, trust your intuition, beautiful souls. I think you have, deep down inside, I think you actually know, I think you know your self-worth, and I think you know that you have a calling, a vision, a purpose. There's something you really, really desire, and I think you know what this is. You could be seeking a partner to become a, to consciously parent, or just to be in a conscious relationship and be an example to others. Let your ego go. Get out of your own way, beautiful souls. And take the actions. This is so crucial in your reading. Take the actions necessary. Sixth sense, trust in something, and then take the action necessary. It's no good just for you, pile 2. It really feels it's no good just holding your wishes. You need to set an intention and take an action as well. Have the courage to do so. Step out of your comfort zone. Just go for it. Absolutely go for it. Pile 2, keep us posted. Do keep us posted. Don't forget that when you set your wishes and intentions, depending on when you watch this reading, I mean, I'm posting it a couple of days before the new moon. This applies to any new moon. Just before you do so, when the timing of the moon is very important, really, in wishes and intentions, because it's a sacred marriage. So when the moon and the sun come together at a new moon, it is this point of divine fertility, of conception. The divine masculine sits with the divine feminine. I've spoken about this in the moon month energy update, so do check that out if you haven't yet, and the all zodiac sign readings. But this is the point of conception, and the space of fertility is kind of from that point, and then for the 8 hours onwards. And in the moon month update, I've listed timings so that you can find the timing in your time zone or somewhere near to you, so you can work out what that is. But this is primed to assist you not only in holding your vision, but to really get you focused on the intentions and the commitment you need to make to actually follow through. Stepping out of your comfort zone, getting out of your own way, let go of your ego, anything in your head that says no, and go for gold. Listen to your heart, because your heart knows what you want here. Ace of Hearts, love. Look at that heart here. Your heart knows what you want. Pile 2, go for it. And beautiful souls, keep us posted. Please let us know how things are going with you as we move through the month in the comments. Thank you so much for being here. It's magical to be connected with you. It's a real joy. Beautiful souls, thank you for liking, sharing. Don't forget, if you want to never miss a reading, subscribe and hit the little bell icon as well. I post readings on Tuesdays, Fridays, Sundays for weekly guidance, and then obviously the moon month and all zodiac sign readings as well. So, do check everything out. You can always go to the homepage of the Moon Magic Tarot channel if you're looking for some readings in an immediate way. And beautiful souls, I'm just sending you the biggest hug ever. You are wise. You know there's something that you really want, and this really is a time to go for it in no uncertain terms. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Your card, believe in magic. Open your eyes and see the magic that is all around in nature. The fairy of the northern lights says you are part of nature, so you are magical too. What a beautiful card for a reading that is asking for advice and guidance about new moon wishes, your new moon wishes and intentions, and asking for information step by step, anything that you need to do to make your dreams come true, to make magic happen. Now you have Uras, the rune of strength. Very interesting rune to draw, especially with the rune of Tewaz, the spiritual warrior, because this is a very decisive energy. And the rune of strength, I think it suggests that maybe you're needing to persevere, but be very clear-cut, actually, about what you want. Perhaps really getting very focused, becoming aware of what is in your mind. Now, we have an elephant and we have a bird. I'm very struck that elephants never forget. And I wonder if there is sort of memories within you that kind of come back and pop up in your mind, so that your airplay, rather than being focused on the miracles and the magic, that they take up your airplay and get in the way of you being able to manifest. Because if we think about it, science tells us that, the things that you think, your thoughts, your words, your actions, but, very specifically as well, your thoughts are actually creating the world that you are manifesting. Well, if we are thinking or dwelling upon things that are kind of what we don't want from the past, memories, rather than what we do want, then it could limit our capacity to manifest. I feel with this little bird as well, it's like you need to sing your own song. And with the rune of Tewaz, be really quite, what's the word I'm looking for? Discerning. you know, cutting cords even maybe. Let's dive straight in, get more cards for you and see what we're shown. Let's have a number card for my lovely pile threes, please. We have 444, protection. Now that is beautiful. Change, rebellion, guidance, justice, truth, character, love. Get ready for the good things you've been hoping for. This is lovely. You were born for a higher calling. Put your energy into going towards your ambitions, and the universe will align itself to provide you with the right people, circumstances, and resources to make things happen. How fabulous. Right, I think what I was picking up on in this card is absolutely on track for the messages that are coming through for you. This is about being very, very focused, making sure that you are focused on what you want, not what you don't want. Putting your energy into where you want to be, your ambitions, your desires, and then the universe can align for you. Let's get a moon message. I'm seeing you've got two. Actually, you are the first sign to have two. First sign. You can tell I've been doing my all zodiac sign readings. You're the first pile to have two. Okay, preparation is always key to success. And when your fortune is good, share it. Isn't that delightful? Because that's such an affirmation. It's saying when your fortune is good, not if your fortune is good, when your fortune is good. It's like this feels like it's rubber stamping your potential to create miracles, for the magic to work around you. I think you are needing to align your energy, be conscious of your thoughts, not be distracted by other people or stuff or the past indeed. Preparation is always key to success. It may be that you are somebody who needs to, in order to keep your mind on track, really needs to do some very conscious moments of meditation, so that your focus remains very clear around the energy around you. I remember a long time ago, actually, pile three, when I found myself in a really, clearly I had managed to get myself, we must take responsibility for ourselves, I had managed to get myself into really quite I'd invited quite a lot of toxic people into my life, unknowingly. You know, I took everybody on face value, and then I was trying to squeeze them out. But a lot of big stuff was going on. You know, these were people who didn't want to be squeezed out. They were very happy for me to continue providing for them, you know, giving them everything they wanted. And actually, there was no respect for my boundaries at all whatsoever. You know, and I fully acknowledge that there were deep-seated needs at the root of that, but it is not my job or my role to fulfill anybody's deep-seated needs. You know, that needs to be my choice, not for people to take. And anyway, it was a real challenging situation, and these people were kicking off in a big way because I was not kind of delivering what they wanted me to deliver. And I really found myself feeling very stuck, and they were also blocking my ability to move. So I was, you know, putting my house on the market, trying to move, and there was absolute deliberate actions being taken to make sure that couldn't happen, to, you know, put buyers off, all kinds of stuff going on behind the scenes. It was a pretty targeted, awful situation, really. And I just knew that I needed to get my energy right. And I actually came across, it was an Oprah and Deepak Chopra free meditation, 21-day meditation experience. I think that's what it was. And I logged into it, and emphatically I stuck with it every single day. And I walked around, they had a mantra every day. I wrote it on a Sanskrit mantra. I wrote it on a piece of paper. I took it with me. And every time my thoughts drifted into the worry of my situation, or my fears that I would never be able to get out of this, that I was being blocked, which was true, I was, but you know, all of these things, I'd get that mantra out, I'd repeat it to myself again and again, so that the words, the thoughts in my mind were totally focused on a different energy. And actually, slowly but surely, and in fact in some instances quite radically, quite quickly, some real miracles did happen. I also asked my angels for help, and some seriously big miracles, stuff that you would just think, this never happens, this cannot happen, you know, just did happen. Asking for something, saying, can I please have a solution? Can I please have an answer? Can I please have some help? And literally, the stuff that happened really was the stuff of miracles, along with lots of steady progress and steps that I needed to take. So it was I'm not suggesting any of you are in a really tricky situation. If you are, you know, my heart is with you. But truly, for me, it was like this sort of almost constant state of preparation. I recognized I needed to stop my mind from chasing those thoughts and running into those thoughts of all the things that were going wrong, of all the things that were being blocked, of the fact that I could do nothing about it because it was all sort of below the belt, behind the back kind of stuff. And truly, I also recognized my own learning. I needed to be very discerning. There was a massive learning curve about who I welcome into my life. And now if I recognize very quickly, if somebody comes into my world that maybe they're, you know, they are a bit of a taker or they're rather narcissistic, my boundaries are up straight away. You know, I really honour what I can and can't give. And really honour my well-being as well as somebody else's, because we shouldn't be offering something to someone if we're not able to fulfil that. So that was kind of really where it was at, and my learning. And that's sort of, there's something coming through around that, the protection that comes from really justice, truth, character, love, something that comes from this really solid belief, trust, and aligning your energy, preparing. I also want to say, pile 3, prepare for something amazing, prepare for a miracle. This came out in another reading that I've done really recently. So if you've tuned into this and you're getting this again, prepare for the miracle, but keep that energy focused. Now let us draw more cards for you. What else is coming through for my beautiful pile 3s? Seeing these 2 for you. We have yellowing and the great work. Wow, this is rather groovy. Yellowing is very much a mid-stage of something. So I want to sort of say, what are you working on? Now, it may be that you are working on squeezing some people out, being discerning. It may just be also that you are really needing to persevere with something, keep going with something. There is something in your world that is going to be very successful. You're going to do very well, have enough to share, have plenty to share, the great work. Whatever the great work is for you, whether it is a something or it's an internal piece of work to do with your energy, or whether it's you're working on something which also connects to your energy about recognizing you are being protected, you're being surrounded to do this piece of work, you're being guided, so stay focused. Open your eyes and see the magic that's all around in nature. If you find yourself struggling at all, or you're struggling to keep your focus, go for a walk, go outside, be in touch with nature. You'll receive the messages you need. Let's draw more cards for you. So, advice and guidance for you on your new moon. You've got 3 on your new moon wishes and intentions. You do seem to be the pile that's got, you've got 2 charms, you've got 2 runes, you've got 2 of these, you've got 3 of these. It feels like abundance, almost like more is being given, more and more and more is being given to you. You have victim. Okay, so light attribute prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. The shadow attributes, playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries. So it's very interesting. I was talking about me and my boundaries, and in a way I put myself in quite a position, I could say, of sort of almost being a victim, but it was my lack of boundaries in many ways that created it. I have to own that I put myself in that situation. Child, orphan, light attributes, independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fears of surviving. The shadow attributes, feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. Some of you may have people around you who are kind of clinging, or you yourself may be finding it really hard to step into your own empowerment. Damsel, light attributes, understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. Shadow attributes, waiting for a knight to provide for you. Seduction by, Trying to read this, I haven't got my glasses on. By romantic illusion. Okay, I did get there in the end. My apologies. I should put my glasses on, shouldn't I? Beautiful souls. I do feel there's something going on around you. The example in my own world many years ago, I think, is really singing through now. This is about you believing in the magic, but also believing in the magic that you can create. You know, we're all a work in progress. We never stop growing, we never stop learning. But this is really about shifting your mindset, believing in miracles, believing in magic. Knowing that, you know, you don't have to rely on someone else to create for you. You can create. You don't have to rely on someone else to come in and provide a miracle for you. You are the miracle. You can create the miracle. Believe in yourself. Believe in magic. You are magical too. You don't need to look to someone else to fulfill this for you. This is something you can do for yourself. What else are we shown? You have another 3 from this pack. Okay, commitment. Make a commitment, beautiful souls, to you. Make a commitment to yourself. We then have stuck in the mud. We then have into the unknown. Wow. Okay, this really, really is a message of independence. So the advice and guidance for you around your new moon wishes and intentions. I mean, primarily, this is about believing in yourself, believing that you can do this. You don't need somebody else to do it. If you are wanting to meet someone else, the someone else will come in a very healthy form once you have almost empowered yourself. When you empower yourself, you're going to attract somebody who's equally empowered. It's almost like what you're looking for is going to come to you as soon as you are able to sort of write your own energy, whether this is your internal thinking patterns, whether it's your connections with people. And so in a way, advice and guidance for your new moon wishes and intentions, your new moon wish may well be something like, you know, I wish to be able to easily, you know, take an ownership of my own magic, take an ownership of my own ability to manifest. And, you know, your intention, because wishes and intentions are different, I'll say a little bit about that, but your intention would then be, and I commit fully to, you know, to moving myself forwards, perhaps to taking a risk, rather than hoping that somebody else will do something or support you, to taking a risk to do something, taking a risk to believe in yourself, or to believe that something is possible. Because what we're seeing here is some element of manifestation is stuck around the idea that perhaps somebody else could deliver, or it may be, you know, that you have kind of been broken-hearted by someone, and the great work for you is to really kind of learn to truly love yourself and understand your own worthiness. Perhaps you interpreted a loss as being, you know, at a very deep-seated unconscious level, that somehow the universe, I don't know, would not treat you fairly, or that this was something, you know, maybe this was your karmic pathway or something. And actually this reading is saying, actually, you can change that. You absolutely can change that. You're not stuck in a pathway that you know was preordained. Certain things have been preordained, perhaps because you made an agreement to come and work through them. But here is, and now is the time to work through them. It's not a time to remain stuck. Discernment. And I certainly had to work through one hell of a lot, I can tell you, quite seriously, in terms of becoming discerning and really, really recognising that I had the right and the entitlement to do that, to choose who I want to hang out with, to choose to find people that resonated with me. And if I meet people who don't, you know, just to choose that they're not right for me. You know, it doesn't mean they're, you know, necessarily bad people, but maybe we're different and something isn't resonating. To make those choices. And I feel there's something in here for you. Let's draw some more cards and then we'll draw tarot cards for you. Courage. Wow, this is really about having the courage to step up, but it is also about having the courage to believe. Dark side of the moon mystery. I sort of feel you're having to step up and believe and re-find trust in what can truly happen for you, in this genuine potential that is you, the great work. I mentioned earlier that some of you could be working on something. If you are really believing that this can be successful, this can happen, you're going to have, we've had a rubber stamp of this card here. You know, when your fortune is good, share it. This is saying when your fortune, not if your fortune, but when. You have things you can do. This is about grasping those things and going for it, even though it feels like it's a bit, woo, you know, that's unknown, that's a bit scary. This is having the courage to believe in yourself. And that is really, you know, you can ask in your new moon wishes. I said I'd say a bit about wishes and intentions being different. A wish is what you desire. The intention is what you intend to do to make that possible. I think if you set wishes that are about restoring your belief, bringing you signs, you know, I wish to be shown signs that make me, to help me to know that I can believe, to help me to believe in magic, to help me to know that I can trust, to help me to know that I can take a risk and the universe will respond. You know, those kind of wishes I think would be very appropriate before you then write the wishes of your end goal. You know, I think if you write wishes that remove the blocks within, if we write wishes that remove the blocks first, followed by the wishes of what we want. I was saying this, I think it was pile 1, I can't remember, but in one of the other piles. It was like, you know, if you're here and you're setting wishes and this is your end goal, it's like if there's a road, this is a journey, and there are roadblocks along that journey from A to B, from where you are to where you want to be, then if you wish for those roadblocks to be removed first, it's then plain sailing to get to the end goal. So sometimes I think we focus all our wishes on the things or the person or whatever we want. Actually, setting wishes to remove blocks, to clear your energy, to keep your focus, to help you to be discerning, to bring in miracles that show you that the universe is backing you 100%. I will also say that with Urus. Whenever this rune shows up, it means the universe has your back in whatever work you are doing. So, you know, it's ask, you know, set wishes and then make an intention to be prepared to move forwards rather than thinking there's bound to be roadblocks on that journey, so maybe I shouldn't go today. Just go. Ask for them to be removed and then set forth and watch how the universe supports you. Let's get some more cards for you, your tarot cards. We have the Page of Angels. We have the Seven of Hearts, choices. We have the Page of Trees, dreamer. We have Four of Hearts, depression. We have Queen of Angels, visionary. Actually, this one, that's what I'm feeling. Ace of Angels, wisdom. How beautiful. Okay, beautiful souls, if any of you have been suffering from depression or anxiety and you really feel like you're trapped within it and stuck, it is really okay to ask for help. Reach out and ask for help and set your wishes for the depression to either be easily lifted or for the right people to come to you, to assist you. Ask for the miracle that you are looking for. This is all about believing in magic. Every element of this is believing in magic. Recognizing you do have choices. Dreaming, allowing yourself to dream and believing in it, visionary. And also kind of knowing, I think, as well. There's something for me here about dreaming and trusting, whilst also not, I want to say not being delusional about it. That might seem a strange thing to say, but there's a very big difference, I think, between actively dreaming and trusting and then responding to the reality of the present moment versus dreaming and sort of believing that it will be delivered to you, but not doing anything about it. I remember speaking with somebody a few years ago, actually, and, this person just said, I constantly set these wishes and intentions, I'm waiting, and they just haven't delivered. And I thought, well, maybe you're not responding, you're not taking an action as well, because manifestation isn't just about visioning in and dreaming, it's about also taking the actions. It's kind of about doing the work. We are here as souls on an evolutionary journey. So, we're needing to do the work. I'm not in any way suggesting you're not. This is suggesting you are working on something with the yellowing card. But in a way, there is something that's really big in your world, I think, that you do wish for. And so it may be that this one area, you may have manifested incredibly well in all sorts of areas of your world, but there's one area I think that is harder for you. And actually, this is about really, really aligning your energy, removing those blocks to make this possible, believing in miracles, acknowledging that you have choices, that you can do this. This is very much about you initiating something. If we go back to your number card here, which I just want to pull out, protection. You're being protected here. Change, rebellion, guidance, justice, truth, character, love. Get ready for the good things you've been hoping for. You were born for a higher calling. Put your energy into going towards your ambitions, and the universe will align itself to provide you with the right people, circumstances, and resources to make things happen. Whatever your big dream, whatever that may be for you, my beautiful pile 3, it is time to believe in it. And even if there's stuff going on around you that feels like it's inhibiting you, then ask for a miracle, for those things to be addressed and sorted, and hold your higher energy, your belief, your trust in miracles. And this is suggesting that doorways will then open. And my goodness me, you are growing and learning from this experience. Pile 3, I'm so sorry if there's stuff going on around you that is challenging. I can tell you firsthand that I have been there and done that, and I know, it is really, really hard to find ourselves in situations where we've got to pick ourselves up. I know for me, I also had to recognise that I was in a zone where the only person that could fix me ultimately was me. And, at the time, that starting point for me was my sort of daily preparation, really, that engaging in a meditation and looking to myself to be, looking to myself to sort of take those actions and lead the way, rather than just hoping that someone would step in. And I did desperately hope that someone would step in. And interestingly, the right people did then arrive, but I kind of had to do something first. Pile 3, I'm sending you so much love and the biggest hug ever. Tons and tons of love. Keep us posted. I do know for me, I saw a shift happen pretty quickly. It really, as I said, the stuff of miracles literally happened. So, things that I just thought, this is how is this ever going to be resolved? And it did get resolved. And it was literally overnight. Literally receiving a phone call in the evening just saying, look, and it was funny, actually. I was writing one of my first books, and I just said, look, if I am meant to write this book, if I'm meant to do this work, if I need help, I need this situation to be sorted because I cannot get it out of my head. It's physically invading my space. How do I do this? Please, 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 I need some help if I'm meant to do this. And bingo, in the morning I got a call and the situation had been fixed, literally. I mean, it really was a miracle. And I have never, ever forgotten that. I mean, talk about bringing me trust and faith. It was remarkable. Pile 3, I will hold you in my heart and in my prayers. I'm sending you so much love. Beautiful souls, I look forward to seeing you for another reading soon if this is resonating and working for you. Tons of love.